Good morning, it's Peter here on Doxie on our way to Queensland, day 18, sailing from New South Wales to Queensland. And here we are in the still in the beautiful town of Forster. And yeah, the sky was even better than this before. I had to race back in and get my phone, but I got some of it anyway. But you know what they say about red sky in the morning? Yeah, sailor take warning. So there is a strong wind forecast, or wind warning, should I say, for tomorrow, which is what I've been looking at for a few days anyway. So yeah, I'm going to go for my morning walk. Ooh, it's 12 degrees. I should have been out of this by now, but hey, it's still nice. So not complaining. And this is something I haven't seen for a week since I've been here, almost. Hang on, I'll turn the camera around. Boat's actually pointing downstream because the tide's going in. So that's got to say that the water is not running so quickly from the floods anymore. The tides are actually making a difference here. So before they were just continually running out as the floodwaters were greater than those of the incoming tide. Oh, look at that, it's coming back. Beautiful. I'm surprised the bird tree here isn't going crazy. I think they're a bit confused about something, but I'm not quite sure what. But yeah, look at that sky. There you go. Let's just hope we have another clear day. It's supposed to be 20% chance of rain. I would like some more sun. That would be really great. So let's see. Yeah, just on my walk at the moment, but look at all the bits and pieces that have even blown, drifted into this little haven here. It's just sticks and stuff everywhere. Oh, that feels good. I've run the engine for a while, had a nice warm shower, and yeah, feel like I'm ready for the day. The sun's trying to peek through at the moment, so yeah, stuff is landing on the panels. Obviously I've run the engine, so I've charged up a few things as well. So I'm just waiting on my second coffee of the day. I'm expecting visitors today, so excited about that. It probably shows me how little progress I've made, because the friend I stayed with in Lemon Tree Passage is coming up, and obviously I didn't get very far along the way. If he can just come up in an hour, probably about an hour and a bit or something, if that. So anyway, look forward to spending some time with friends. That's the coffee, that's my signal. So another lovely lunch here at Beach Bums, and yeah, the sun's trying to break through. Every now and then it gets nice and warm. The sea looks calmer, but yeah, if you look across at the bar over there, it's still coming in pretty strongly. So it might be time to go and do some grocery shopping anyway. Oh, and my favorite place, the shopping centre. Ah! Well, look at this for a lovely late afternoon sun here in Forster. Sitting in the cockpit here on Doxie, and I'm here with my good friends Tony and Gracie, having a nice coffee. And yeah, great to have you guys come and visit. That's fantastic.
Great to be here.
Yeah. And it's a good time to be here too, before the next blow comes and the next rain and the next year.
Whatever that's going to bring, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, we had a beautiful lunch at Beach Bums at the beach. So yeah, it's been a good day. And I actually just saw a trawler going out, so things must be getting ready to. And I just put my finger across the lens, but there's the sun. 3:30 in the afternoon, so it's a pretty nice time to be sitting out here. Yeah, this is a nice sight on the way back from my walk. Lovely colours. Well, another day is drawing to a close here in Forster, which is now, I think, a week and a day since I arrived here. And yeah, I might have a look at the weather when I get back from my walk and just see what the options are. but unless things have changed, I know they're pretty slim. Forgive the portrait of the representation here, but what this is doing basically is taking us through the week of winds. So here's Monday at the moment, not too bad. Then towards the evening we start to get some winds freshening up. You can see the colours, and there's a colour bar at the bottom so you can see what it all means. So into Tuesday, and then it really starts to happen. So Tuesday PM into Wednesday, we're getting pretty solid blows coming through, which obviously you do not want to be out at sea for. It's a strong wind warning for this part of the coast. Down southern New South Wales, it is actually gale force warnings. And what effect that's going to have is, of course, it's going to drive bigger swells coming up even after the winds have finished. So going into Friday now, it's calming down quite a bit wind-wise, and into Saturday. So one of the apps I use for weather is one called windy.app, which basically gives me forecasts for any area that I choose. So here, for example, I've put a pin down off the coast of Forster, so I can see what sort of weather we can expect. The presentation of the data here basically is halfway down you'll see times like 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, etc., etc. Below that you will see the colour bar. The top line basically is the wind speed. The second bar is the gusts. So you might have a constant wind speed of X, but every now and then you might get gusts of Y, which could be stronger. Below that, temperatures, then air pressure, and then precipitation. And below that, the blue boxes are the swells. So inside the blue box is an arrow indicating the direction of the swell, and underneath that is the measurement in meters. So 1.8 meters, for example, would be the height of the peak of a swell. The number underneath that, say 8s for example, is 8 seconds, and that measures the time from one peak to the next peak. So the closer together, or the smaller the number is of those particular measurements, that time frame, it means the steeper the swell is going to be. So if you've got a big swell and a very small time number, then you really don't want to go. Anyway, so what we do here is we scroll across through time, and we can see basically as we're going along here that the wind is starting to build. So you can see the basic wind speeds going 13, 15, 17, 19, and the gusts accordingly are going higher as well. Reflected in the colours, so it's easy to pick. But here on Tuesday coming up, around the middle of the day, we can start to see things starting to punch up a bit, with significant gusts coming through as well. So those are ones you do not want to be out there for. And you can sort of see the swells at the bottom are starting to build slowly as well. So as a result of that wind, although it's probably not completely driven by that wind, because of course that wind is a westerly, which means it's coming offshore. So these swells are coming from somewhere else, obviously down south, no doubt. And as we scroll through the week, the swells are building and building. The wind is sort of evening out a bit now, so that component is fine, but you can't take that in isolation, obviously, because being out there in a big swell is no fun at all, and doesn't help with progress either. So below that you've got the tides as well, so that's important when you're entering and leaving havens, harbours, wherever, anchorages. And many of those have to be entered and departed from at certain stages of the tide to ensure that you clear any bars or anything like that. Okay, so heading further along, the wind's starting to settle. The swell's even starting to go down a bit. And it's
starting to look a little bit more. It's a southerly as well, or a southwesterly, which are actually ideal for our purposes. And down the bottom we can even see the current is going our way. It may only be a point of a knot or something, but a point of a knot with you is better than a point of a knot going the other way. That sort of adds up very quickly, and can make a difference over a long passage. And obviously you'll need to trim or basically look at your average hours to see how that matches up. Okay, so Saturday here looks pretty good. So the wind's going the right way. You can see the arrows underneath the times are heading basically from the south, slightly from southwest. The wind strength's pretty benign, if you like, for a better word. So it's looking good. Even the swell's starting to go down a bit there. The heights are staying fairly constant, but the times are starting to push out. So we're starting to get 11, 12, 13 seconds between. So, but the problem is the next day, Sunday, it turns into a northerly, which is right in the face, which I do not want to be out in, because that just means a lot of work for no progress whatsoever. So it's a case basically of waiting to see what happens through this week. That could change, probably will. The other thing is I need to have a look, where would I expect to be on Sunday? And I need to look at the weather for that place as well, because it may be quite different from Forster. And I might find that actually Sunday further up the coast is actually perfect. Or it could be worse than it looks here even. So
Well, here we are on Sunday evening, and another day in Forster done. I hope that last bit wasn't too dry for anybody. I just had a few requests basically about how I look at that, and that's probably just a little bit of a nutshell look at it. There's obviously more that I check, because when the conditions are a bit all over the place like they are, it's just good to check at several sources. Windy.app does give me that option, and you probably saw in the screen there that it had best, I think it was, and that's basically where it measures the accuracy of various models and chooses one that's been accurate the most over the last, say, 10 days, I think the time frame is that they use. But I can manually go to other models as well and compare them. Another one I use is Willy Weather, just to check that as well. So it's just good to cross-reference different apps, as well as, of course, the Bureau of Meteorology here in Australia. Yeah, I know it's guesswork these days because the weather patterns have changed so much, but it's just good to check what everybody thinks it might be, and then have a look yourself. Anyway, it's been a nice day here today, and it's great to have Tony and Gracie come and see me here, as well as others who popped in to say hello. I very much appreciate that too. It's always great to see people who have been following. Another day done here in the beautiful town of Forster. That's Dawn Raider, out.
thanks for watching another Adventures of Foxy Doxie. As always, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Thank you.